and all you AI curious guests who come here. I really thank you for joining us at our first ever DuthinkAI Fest. And I really hope that today you're going to get a very good understanding, at least a basic awareness of what AI is. Because generally we hear all these fearmongers talk about AI will take away your jobs, this and that. So we thought we'll give a understanding as per our knowledge. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing. Right. So before I start, I want to ask a question. How many of you all think AI is going to take your jobs? Please raise your hands if you feel AI will take your jobs. No one? So everyone is jobless. In which case AI can harm, right? But to be real, there's something called AI anxiety, okay, and it's been studied in many different research papers. Because as I was saying, daily we hear all these news, right? Like AI is taking away this job, AI is creating amazing novels much better than human authors, okay, or maybe AI is diagnosing much better than doctors. So all these things add fuel to the fire, right? And that is why we have something called AI anxiety. So what I was saying is this particular transitional period, which is AI revolution, we have faced, I mean not us, but history has faced such periods at least 4 times. And I'm going to show you some of them. We start with the agricultural revolution. Now just imagine if you were one of those hunters, okay? For years you have been training how to can I have? For years you have been training how to find the right spot to find your prey, how to lure your prey, how to trap your prey, how to find, how to build the right tools to do the killing, right? And then all of a sudden, the chief of your tribe comes up to you and says, we don't need to hunt anymore. How would you feel? Right? So, initially obviously you'll resist, right? Because all your life you've been hunting. That's all you know. So what you do is, you still continue hunting, but over time you realize that people who have been farming are having much better food source. Okay? And they're leading a much stable life, safe life, because hunting is risky. Right? So you give in and you try your hand at farming. Initially you struggle, but then you kind of settle it. Okay? You realize that you're getting more food than you would get from hunting. Right? And just like that, from a hunter, you become a farmer. Next slide. Same thing you can see at during the Industrial Revolution. Now imagine you're one of those weavers. Okay? Your hands are magical. You can weave intricate fabrics, everything. But let's say in your town, there's this new power loom company. Okay? And this power loom can create 10 or 20 times more output than what you can. And at much cheaper rates. Even though initially you scoff it off, but you realize that your clients are going to the power loom. Again, you try your hand at, you join a factory and you try your hand at this machine that can weave clothes faster than you. Sure enough, initially you feel useless because the machine can do most of what you're doing. But then you notice that these machines, they break down. Okay, and there's no one who can repair, or there's no one who much understands how it is because it's all new, right? And then you try your hand at repairing these machines, and just like that, from a weaver, you become a machine operator. So that is one example. Moving on, if you go to automobile, you can see the same thing. If you were a blacksmith then, when horse carriages came, it was magical. Because until then, you never knew that a carriage could be run without horse. Because all you have seen is horses are needed to pull carriages. But then this magical thing called motor engine comes up, and then you're all stuck, you're frustrated because you don't know what to do. Then you learn about the engines and you become an automobile engineer. Moving on, Now this one is quite closer to us, digital revolution. I think all of us must have experienced some of this in our lives, right? On the left side, we have a journalist. Actually, we have one journalist here, Mr. Vijay. He's come from Bangalore, my colleague. So he'll be able to relate. So these people, they were busy, printing newspapers and all that. And that time something called internet popped up. Okay, and the same articles or similar news sources that they would publish on their newspapers, people throughout the world were doing, and that for free, right? And they had no other option but to learn about all these things like SEO, blogging, those kind of things. And just like Vijay, so he started a media company now. So just like him, there are many newspaper journalists, print journalists who have converted into a digital content creator. So if you look at all these 4 different scenarios that I showed you, now these people are not the smartest or the strongest, but they have one thing in common. And that skill is this, adaptability. So I believe in this AI revolution, if we want to survive or if we want to thrive like these people, this is the number 1 skill that you would need, because without adaptability, you will be left behind. So the question is not, will AI take my job? The right question that you should ask is, how can I adapt so that I am always needed? And with that thought, I thank you and I welcome you for this DuthinkAI Fest. But I would also like to share a bit about our company. So we are Duthink Technologies. Our motto is AI first, AI ready, AI for all. Under AI first, we create custom AI solutions for companies. Under AI ready, we help working professionals to upskill so that they remain competent in the AI era. Then under AI for all, we conduct such events like AI Fest, wherein we want the general public to be aware. So we thought we'll start with our people, our community. So that's how we started the DuthinkAI Fest. So thank you all. Hope we can collaborate soon. Thank you.